Hey everybody, Douglas Blair Roberts here, the Super Vader 400, Mr. the Fanboy, and of course the brown skinned human coming back at you with another video. And this time, as you can see by the title above, this is my review of the January 14th, 2020 edition of Impact Wrestling. And as you can see by the title, yes, this is the pay-per-view following Hard to Kill, which as you can see by the description box and quotations, yes, Impact did enough. This show was way better than Hard to Kill. For those of you who don't know, who haven't seen my rant on pro wrestling in 2020, um, I've been kind of pissed at the entire pro wrestling world, mainly the promotions, All Elite Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, WWE, and Major League Wrestling for doing various things. But this show right here, Impact Wrestling, was a major improvement over Hard to Kill, and I did not enjoy Hard Hard to Kill. That pay per view had its moments, but I did not enjoy it, and I consider it already one of the worst TNA shows of the modern era, which in my opinion, this new TNA era started in 2017. And since 2017, Impact Wrestling had been awesome with each show, each pay-per-view, up until Hard to Kill, which I thought was a disappointment. But this show was awesome. An awesome night of wrestling, commentary, and promos. And with that being said, I'm going to get started right now. You'll find a sticky paper butterfly net underneath your seat. We're kicking, snaring to the air so you can catch the beat. Is there a sexual undertone? I don't know what you mean. Oh, I wanna get your ever heart pumping. Alright. And when we're making music, y'all, it's jumping right.
Advantage for Sammy, because Sammy doesn't care whether he wins or loses. All Sammy cares about is whether or not he takes the attention.
Like I said in the part one off camera portion, this was an awesome edition of Impact. We started the show off. This episode mostly showcased interviews. This showcases interviews and highlights from the Hard to Kill pay-per-view. We started the show off with the Rascals, Trey and Dez taking on Renault Scum and the Desi Hit Squad of Rohit Raju and Mahabali Shira in a phenomenal opener to start the show. Always can count on these guys to give me a good show. And I'm happy to see one of my favorite tag teams in groups in Impact Wrestling, Desi Hit Squad with Rohit Raju being one of my favorite wrestlers, despite being jobbers, for the most part being jobbers in this promotion. They were able to pick up the win here, which surprises me, with Mahabali Shira hitting his sky high maneuver on, I keep forgetting who he hit it on. It was either Trey or Dez. I can't remember. But to get the 1, 2, 3, an awesome match. You always can count on these guys to give me a show. Next was they showed more highlights. They showed more highlights from Hard to Kill. Hard to Kill. The best moments of Hard to Kill were the X Division stuff between Trey Miguel, Ace Austin, Ken Shamrock's fight with Madman Fulton, and of course the main event of Tessa Blanchard and Sami Callihan, with Tessa Blanchard upsetting Callihan to become the first female Impact Wrestling World Heavyweight Champion. These were the highlights from that event. They also showed promos and vignettes with quote unquote Moose, Moose he hyped his hyped the main event, which was a fatal 4-way match from the House of Hardcore promotion, featuring himself taking on X Division champion Ace Austin, Eddie Edwards, and followed by, and it was an awesome promo. He, much to my surprise, despite how arrogant the Moose character was, he put over every man in this match, even though he declared that he didn't fear anyone except for Eddie Edwards. But he talked about each person's strengths and weaknesses, and what's his name? That was really surprising coming from the new heel Moose character. And there was lots of hilarious commentary from Josh Matthews and what's his name? Don Callis during the main event. Josh Matthews made a joke about the Patriots, about Tom Brady and the Patriots losing to the Titans. That Tom Brady wishes he would have had Moose on his favorite. He wished he would have had Moose on his team. They would have probably won. And Don Callis replied, Tom Brady wishes he had a job. Tom Brady decent, wishes he had a job. But the whole joke started with Moose being disappointed that his so-called favorite team was eliminated from the playoffs. Earlier in the show, during the Rascals, Desi Hit Squad, and Renault Scum match, Don Callis made a joke about Renault Scum reeking of the old school, and Josh Matthews replied, "They still smell like the old school." And then Don Callis jokingly replied, how would you get close enough to smell them?" So lots of hilarious commentary tonight. This show was a vast improvement over the Hard to Kill show. And then what else on the show? Oh yes, and one of the best matches of the night, Joey Ryan beat what's the guy's Johnny Swinger in a surprisingly competitive match. I love Johnny Swinger and Joey Ryan. These guys are the perfect balance of action, comedy, and adventure. Everyone which makes them stand out. Everyone else is action, adventure, no nonsense. These guys are more action comedy related, and this was a surprisingly competitive and good match. Joey Ryan won when he got the match came to an end when Joey Ryan got Johnny Swinger to touch his penis. Then Johnny Swinger grabbed the referee and flipped him over, knocking him out. Then after Swinger unsuccessfully tried his finisher, Joey Ryan reversed it into a sweet shin music, even though he called it something else. Sweet shin music super kick for the 1, 2, 3, and then the main event had Ace Austin. Oh yeah, before we got that, your flashback match of the night was Genesis 2009, the rematch between Kurt Angle and Jeff Jarrett, with Kurt Angle coming out on top this time after losing to Jarrett at Bound for Glory 2008. Then they just showed more highlights from Impact Wrestling, Hard to Kill. It was also a cool funny promo from RVD in bed where all he wanted to talk about was wrestling and how people are stuck in the past, and how great he was, but all the two females who were there with him just wanted to talk about and wanted to perform sex and kept repeatedly telling him to stop talking about wrestling. He also kept talking about the glory days of ECW and how stupid people were for thinking that was his best time because he feels he is better now. And jokingly, and then the blonde joking her, what is an ECW? Like they weren't even born, they weren't even old enough to even know about ECW. So yes, but as I love RVD, his character is awesome because with every segment and every action, he makes me hate him, despite him being one of my all-time favorite wrestlers. Let's go to the main event. Ace Austin took on Eddie Edwards, Bruce, and followed by a fatal four-way from the House of Hardcore promotion. And this was a phenomenal match. Awesome commentary, action from all, man, with Ace Austin, I think, winning with his signature finishing move. I keep forgetting what it's called. But yeah, this has been Impact. This has been my review of the January 14th edition of Impact Wrestling. Impact Wrestling really improved and delivered with this show. But it'll still be a while before I'll be excited for another pay-per-view again after the disappointment that was hard to kill. But Impact Wrestling delivered tonight despite not having Brian Cage on the show. So with that being said, I'm finished for now. Turn the video off now if you don't want to hear the rest of the song.
Exclusive matches that went down this past Sunday at the Bomb Factory in Dallas, Texas. Yeah, tonight I said I'm gonna get your pressure on. It's trapping. I couldn't in your hands, or I couldn't in your thighs. All I really know is you won't be comatose, no, when you step up on that stage tonight. All right now,